Hello and welcome to another What I Eat in a Week type video. I ended up filming 4 days worth of meal ideas this time. Especially the first 3 were super busy days due to, my cookbook announcement. Yeah, that happened. And so when it came to cooking, I was looking for quick and easy things to make only. So I think there's lots of good ideas in this. Feel free to hit thumbs up. That'd be great. And also support today comes from NordVPN. On to day number 1, a Tuesday. This is a muesli base that I got from DM a while ago. It has rolled oats in it, small cut oats, flax seeds, and some puffed quinoa that I put in there myself. To my bowl, I added some hemp seeds as well, some cacao nibs, and some of these chocolate splinters because I'm going for more of a banana and chocolate theme here. For my milk, I chose this hemp milk. First off, adorable package design, very cute. The flavor, however, is a little odd, very earthy. I think I'm just very used to drinking sweet oat milk. As a last step here, I'm dusting over some unsweetened cacao powder. Right, and this wasn't quite sweet enough for me, which is why I ended up mixing in a bit of maple syrup. I had some hot water here on the side because my stomach had been a bit sensitive, especially the days prior, which is very unlike me. My mom says it's because of all the book announcement stress, which maybe she has a point there. Lunch was interesting. It was this chickpea scramble, leftover spicy tofu, and steamed broccoli. The chickpea scramble, I made that by heating up a tablespoon of olive oil in a non-stick pan, then adding in chickpea flour and spelt semolina, and allowing that to toast for about 3 minutes. Then I added a bit of non-dairy milk, some salt, and hot water, and brought everything up to a quick boil while mixing until it turned from this porridge-like consistency to these nugget-shaped scramble pieces. The tofu here is from the night before. It's from this spicy tofu recipe here. It's all broken up because I'd mix it all very thoroughly as it was reheating. It was quite random, but it all fit together really nicely. Yeah, this was an oat iced coffee that I made. Then I had this packet of wasabi flavored seaweed.
Nobody knows how eels reproduce.
A delicious and unpredictable snack, because you never really know which piece has way too much wasabi on it. Dinner, it was so good. It was these crispy salt and vinegar potatoes. So I preheated my oven to 200 degrees Celsius and lined a baking sheet with parchment paper. Then I cut a bunch of tiny potatoes into even smaller pieces, like thick chips basically. I transferred these onto my baking sheet, drizzled over olive oil, and added lots of salt. And you would add the white wine vinegar at this point as well. Adding that was a spontaneous decision on my part. I added my vinegar after about 5 minutes of potato roasting. Allow the potatoes to bake for 25 to 30 minutes or until golden brown and crispy. I serve these with my new favorite store-bought dip of all time, this baba ganoush. So good. It tastes really smoky, and then I ate that together with the leftover steamed broccoli from lunch. I went to an open-air cinema with some friends that day. I managed to sneak some vegan chocolate stuffed cookies from Penny in there. Random side note, but Lottie here is telling me that the artist Joe is Steve from Stranger Things. That is so cool. I've listened to his music for such a long time and I had no idea. I had this really yummy rhubarb soda alongside that. I've been very much in my rhubarb era recently. Moving on to day 2. Breakfast was some fennel tea next to some overnight oats. The night before, I just combined all of my overnight oat ingredients in a small bowl. That's small cut oats, a pinch of salt, cinnamon, and other chai spices. Also some ground flax seeds. You could do chia, but I think I've said this before, but I'm not the biggest chia fan because I don't like how those seeds get stuck in your teeth. And then right, some coffee needs to go in here as well. If you don't want to use coffee, no worries, go for either some actual brewed chai or just some non-dairy milk. Then it's not dirty, but still really, really good. Next, I added some plain soy yogurt. We'll get all that's coming. Plus some rice syrup. No, there's no use in the running, no. There's no use in the running, no. Maybe just in case I will place you in my heart. In the morning, I topped the oats off with some fresh blueberries and some more leftover popcorn. It was not as stale as I thought it was going to be, actually. This day was an absolute desk day for me. I was trying to get everything ready. For lunch, I made a quick wrap consisting of a flour tortilla, some more of that delicious baba ganoush, some leftover potatoes, bell pepper, a whole lot of lettuce, a little bit of extra tahini, and a dusting of nutritional yeast. It was super nice. I toasted the wrap for roughly 2 minutes on each side, and that was it. My afternoon snack was another muesli. My muesli base was this chocolate chip oat bar this time. I really like this one. It's so salty. A banana went in there, some peanut butter, and for my milk, I did a mix of hemp and oat milk, which that was genuinely really good. In the evening, I had this random salad. We have lamb's lettuce here, carrot noodles, bell pepper, soy granules that I literally just mixed with salt and then poured hot water over top. Then I waited for like 5 minutes, drained that, and that was it. I didn't bother frying anything because I had no time. But my dressing was a super simple tahini and yogurt one. Don't know what came over me, but instead of going to bed at 12, I decided to clean my place for 2 hours. Okay, day 3. A terrifying yet exciting day because I got to finally announce my cookbook. There was still so much left to do, but first, breakfast. This is a super yummy banana tahini lassi smoothie thing. It's so good. To my blender, I added 2 frozen bananas cut into chunks, a couple of ice cubes, a tablespoon of white tahini, pinch of sea salt, and some unsweetened plain soy yogurt. Highly recommend this one. To celebrate the book announcement with myself, I made some pancakes. I've posted a bunch of pancake recipes on my channel over the years, but this one is probably the best. It's my original fluffy pancake recipe, but improved, perfected. It's gotten a little update. This new recipe, I don't want to give it away just yet because it's in the cookbook, which is out for pre-order right now, pretty much anywhere you can get books. So yeah, check it out. I went outside and picked up these sweet, juicy strawberries. Put some of these on there, bit of powdered sugar, some vegan Nutella. This was an absolute self-care meal. I was so nervous announcing this book. I know we all saw it coming, but announcing it and being able to talk about it just makes it so much more real. As a late afternoon snack, I had some corn cakes with more baba ganoush, canned brown lentils, and lamb's lettuce. Someone recently sent me this recipe. It's for these gochujang noodles or gochujang spaghetti. It looked so good, I had to try that myself immediately. I'm a link to their recipe in the description as well. I followed it pretty closely and oh my god, the outcome was so spicy. Despite all the spiciness, it was still incredibly tasty. And so here's my veganized attempt, plus any changes that I would make in the future. Because again, gosh, this was so spicy. Those are just tweaks that I would make for myself to suit my own taste buds better. So yeah, feel free to go with the original. First, I brought some water with salt up to a boil. Plus added some spaghetti. Next, okay, this has nothing to do with the reel, but I chopped up some pak choy to steam in a large skillet for about 3 minutes or until tender over medium to medium-high heat. I also minced up a few cloves of garlic here, and then once the pak choy was done steaming, I removed it and then I made the sauce in that same skillet. First, heating up some sesame oil. I brought the heat to medium-low, added the minced garlic. I gave that about 2 minutes before adding the gochujang. I did 1 tablespoon, which now I know is too much for me. So I would do 2 teaspoons from now on. And then I would additionally do 1 to 2 teaspoons of tomato puree just to keep that deep red color and also to give it a little bit more flavor. I added some soy cream here. My pan was still so hot. Jesus. Coconut or oat are surely some yummy options as well. Instead of parmesan, I did nutritional yeast. You could try and do actual vegan parmesan, either store-bought or like a cashew version. Then I did water. Adding pasta water is better. I forgot to do pasta water. And then I taste tested, adjusted the flavors with a bit of lemon juice and salt. Despite all the spice, this was really good. And you know, since the pak choy tasted so plain, it really helped balancing all of that out. At 7 in the morning, me and Atomis made our way to Stuttgart, out of all places. My breakfast was some strawberries, this slice of banana bread that Ati got for me. It had this cashew caramel topping on top, so nice. And then I also brought these peanut butter filled protein balls that tasted a lot like rice flour to me. My lunch was this jar. A lot of people recommended this restaurant here called Klaus. I was surprised by how good this was. I need the recipe. I loved the dressing. The tofu was so nice. For dinner, we had falafel from this place called Veggie. You basically order falafels and then all types of sauces and toppings. I had an aubergine tomato filling with peanut topping. Living in Berlin, I have high falafel standards. Those were definitely met. Just the bread, I wished it was more fluffy. It was more like a very thin wrap. We spent our evening randomly watching SpongeBob, the movie, which that is still an absolute masterpiece when it comes to cinema. Ahead of its time, this movie, really. The next few days, we got to check out a bunch of tasty, cool vegan food places. Here's some recommendations in case you want to screenshot them. Alright, let me try and come up with a smooth transition from our little Stuttgart adventure to today's sponsor, NordVPN, #1 fastest VPN service out there. Just like we had traveled all across Germany, NordVPN allows you to travel a bunch as well, but virtually and all across the globe even. Within seconds, NordVPN changes your virtual location, and at the same time, it encrypts and protects your online data. If you're, for example, accessing your bank account while using a public network, then having a VPN becomes kind of essential. With NordVPN, you can secure up to 6 devices at a time using only one single account. One other fun little benefit is of course the fact that by changing your virtual location, you can have access to more online content, such as TV shows or movies from other countries' streaming platforms. If you go to nordvpn.com/Mina Rome, there will be an exclusive deal waiting for you that's risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee. They now have 3 plans to choose from: Standard, which is just the VPN, Plus, which is VPN and their password manager, and Complete, which includes VPN, the pass, and locker function, plus 1 bonus month on top of all of that. So check it out. Link is right down below. All right, that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I wrote a cookbook. Yes, I did. And I will talk to you very soon. Bye.
I was thinking maybe you should come with me. You just play your song and I'll accompany. Always knew the greatest things in life are free, so I invested my money in your company.